What's cracking, people? It's your man, Cousin T, aka the Alpha Wingman, representing high level technicians operating globally and beyond. So, listen, today we are getting right into this topic. I've waited a little while just to get a broader base of perspectives on this particular situation. This situation is one of those situations that shows what really divides a lot of people and how they fall along, socialized lines in terms of how we develop as people from childhood to adulthood, and that's why this is such a great teachable topic. So I'm going to first play the infamous Corny clip, and then I'll come right back. Here it is.
B. Jordan, the director and the star of Creed 3. And, we know each other. We go way back all the way to Chad Science in Newark, okay?
The Corny kid, right?
No, I did not say that. Misquoted for sure. No, you did not hear me say I said we used to make fun of the name. But, yeah, he is obviously killing things out here.
Okay, before we go any further with this particular breakdown, let me just assure you this will not be a video reacting to L'Oreal, who is the interviewer in this particular scenario. However, for the technicians, of course, over on the Patreon side, we will break down the profile, the presentation, and of course give the famous House of Technicians rating for this case study. You will not want to miss it. I guarantee you'll be surprised at some elements presented by this lovely case study. So anyway, getting back to this conversation, gentlemen, I have to say that among the responses and reactions to this particular event, shout out to Mr. Lacario and Miles Cunningham, because they did a live stream, and I'll link that down below, breaking down this particular event and their takeaway from a game perspective as professors of the game was spot on, including the example that Miles Cunningham drew with a similar situation with another famous Hollywood actor slash director. Here's what they had to say.
And so this is where we're trying to get you guys to understand. See, that's why I said that hurt is inside the person. So by you guys like, oh well, he just took a shot at her and he's getting revenge and all that other shit, right? See, that type of mentality only hurts you in the long run, because what happens is you're still stuck with the hurt after that situation is done. You see what I'm saying? That means you haven't come to a certain level of awareness, right? Which is why you're still hurt, which is why you're still feeling that way about some shit that happened before, which means you haven't grown.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And some of you may have seen this, because it was a reel floating around with Chris Rock.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Rock was on the set of his own. It's a similar situation, actually, because Chris Rock was on the set of a situation. Set of a movie that he was directing. And one of the fucking security guards that got hired to be on set was a nigga in high school that used to fuck him up on a daily basis.
Right.
And he noticed him, and I think he went over and dapped him up and was like, "Yo, what's up? How you been? How you doing?"
Right.
And then he said that the dude kind of like purposely avoided him for the rest of the production.
Right.
And Chris Rock realized that all of the vitriol and the hate and the bad feelings was left with him.
That's what I'm saying. That's a fact. Real shit.
Y'all know I had to leave the air horn in there for the full effect of him landing the plane right there. But you get what's being said here. The lessons from childhood should be taken as such. It's not to say or diminish anybody's negative situations that occurred or traumatic events that happened along their path to adulthood, but it's a review of those lessons and what you take away and how you respond to it, how you synthesize all of those lessons and use them to reconcile with what that impact has had on your development into adulthood. Now, here is what Chris Rock actually said. Listen to this.
I'm filming a scene. This is a top 5. And I look, and I'm like, is that B? I'll just say B. And he nodded, kind of shame, he was kind of ashamed. And I just gave him just a quick look like, hey man, I hope you're doing well. You take care. And I kept it moving. I didn't get him off the set, get him fired. It's like his sin has punished him. He could have been my friend.
Right.
Listen, there's nothing inherently wrong with successful men who are socially corny. I mean, look at how Drake leaned into his non-existent dance abilities in the Hotline Bling situation, even to the point or level of Donald Trump trolling him on SNL in front of planet Earth. Now, did Drake get butthurt about it? Honestly, who knows? But the point is that Drake did not make this public spectacle of shunning the people who pointed out quirks in his behavior. And so I really want to highlight that the major takeaway from a game perspective is that a major part of the journey of self-mastery is embracing who you are fully. This includes being honest about facets of your personality that may come across as eccentric, enigmatic, or downright corny. And beyond embracing these aspects of a personality, making the point to lean into these aspects instead of attempting to brandish them as some sort of fake virtue, especially in the realm of engaging with women. Gentlemen, in part 2 of this conversation, I'm going to cover the response that a lot of women had to this event and how students of the culture would do well to take away the gems from these lessons and apply them to their ongoing education in that thing we call game. Gentlemen, be sure to leave your questions, comments, and concerns down in the comments below. What do you think? What was your take and your response or reaction to how Michael B. Jordan engaged someone from his past that triggered the memory of a childhood experience? Was his reaction appropriate, or should he have managed it in the way that Chris Rock did when he was confronted with a similar situation? As always, this is your man, Cousin T, aka the Alpha Wingman, saying stay sharp and mission focused. Later.